The number one subject in the comments the last few days has been where and when Gen 3 vehicles will be manufactured. Everybody seems to be very interested in what's going to happen there. There happened to be surprising agreement that Elon wants this to get done ASAP and is personally involved. He said he's getting updates weekly. Most take Elon at his word that Austin will be first, but many feel that Berlin and Shanghai will be right behind. Gary Black thinks that all three will be launched simultaneously in late 2024. But Elon said Mexico would be second. Some are saying this is a dodge by Elon. I don't think so. That's just not his nature. So I'm going to do what I always do and take Elon at his word. Austin first, probably late 2024. Mexico second. I think there will be groundbreaking in Q1. Phase 1 will be really super fast. So Mexico will start the ramp in Q2 of 2025. Maybe Berlin and Shanghai at that same time, or maybe just right after that. India might be even sometime later in 2025. That's my call. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but we'll see. Anyway, I have the best audience in the entire Tesla YouTube business. I get amazing comments and questions, all kinds of people adding stuff that's valuable to my understanding and my information and the questions that I think need to be answered. The channel has gotten too big for me to respond to all of those comments, unfortunately, but I do like to grab 10 or 12 from time to time and respond on video, and that's what I'm going to do today. Now, here are some responses. We're going to go into those, some of the responses, some of the best ideas, and if you've got more, throw them down in the comments below, and maybe your comment or question will be responded to next time. And this is Randy Kirk. Yes, it is. Please hit like. It's a real big help to me. Hit subscribe, hit notify. You want to hit notify because tonight, what am I going to do tonight? Yes, it's Monday morning on Sunday night. And on Monday morning show, we talk about all the things that are coming up this week, which includes the PPI, the CPI, and the Fed. Holy mackerel, what a week this is going to be. So you want to do all of that. Then, of course, you want to buy your Cybertruck. Yes, here it is. Is that it? Let me grab it because I know you guys love to look at it. So I do need to show it to you. Here's the Cybertruck. The countdown has begun. What is today? Today's the 10th, 15 days till Christmas. You really need to place your orders. The orders have been coming in substantial numbers. I've got tons in stock and more, well, a decent number in stock and another 100 on the way. So there's going to be plenty. You just need to place your order now. So it gets there. All right. Anything over two and above, I send it by special handling anyway. Takes 2 to 3 days. All right. So keep that in mind, and keep in mind to always tell me whether you want camo or stainless, because I've got 10 orders right now. I can't ship. I keep sending off emails, email. They don't respond. So I don't know what to do. I got these 10 orders that I can't ship. If you've been waiting for your Cybertruck bottle opener and you don't know what happened, please send me an email and say, Randy, where's my... Okay, don't do that. Wait about 5 days, all right? 7 days before you do that. But if it's been more than 7 days and you don't have it, it's because you didn't tell me camo or stainless. All right. Join Patreon. Almost the first headline I saw this morning was that the Model Y refresh was coming. Unfortunately, reading the article, it was a Motor Trend article saying that they suspect that the update is coming soon. Come on, guys. It's not fair. That's not right. Don't get me all excited and then let me down like that. All right. Here's the first one. Albert Anton 5605 says, what would be required to simultaneously ramp 2 identical EVs at factories in different countries? Are the problems too large? And then he says hundreds of Tesla Cybertruck, hundreds of Tesla Cybertruck orders being processed. Oh, how did that get in there? Anyway, that's messed up. And then Puhaka said there would be twice as many solutions also, responding to that comment. So, quite frankly, large automobile companies are ramping multiple different vehicles at the same time across multiple continents. Even BYD does this all the time. They're lots and lots of models. This is not Tesla's style, but as they get larger and they have a larger staff, they might decide they can do more than one ramp at the same time. So that, Gary Black's statement about having, all 3 factories simultaneously, 3 factories simultaneously launching, entirely within the realm of possibility. Will it happen? I don't know, but it's an interesting concept. And of course, you might like to have a brand new vehicle coming out across the globe all at the same time. I think that would be, generally, the right way to do, the best way to do things. Let's see. Yeah. So hundreds, I told you yesterday about hundreds of Model Y orders are being processed right now. And so maybe there'll be 1,000 before the end of the year that actually get delivered. That might be true. Some people are saying that that would be the number. All right. This is from MRBFG Gray. MRBF Gray says, CNBS continues to conclude Cybertruck will have similar demand to Model X. So I don't, do these guys even think it through? I mean, do they even there must be an awful lot of people out there doing analysis who need analysis. This is like, it's going to have so much more demand than Model X. It's not even funny, just based on what we know right now. If you have 2 million orders for something, if even 25% of the people hold on to their orders, you've got 500,000 vehicles. You got the first 2 years covered. And that doesn't count people that order between now and the end of 2 years. I mean, this is just such nonsense. Anyway, all right. Yeah, you got it right there. Okay, then we've got D-ND-H. He says, or she says, why wouldn't the U.S. compensate the little oil extractors but when prices get below a certain price for national security reasons, if the sole reason for an Saudi oil flood is to reduce the U.S.'s power? All right, so what he's talking about here is there is speculation. In 2014, the Saudis flooded the world market with oil in order to try to drive the prices way down, which they did. I think they got as low as $30 a barrel, which right now they're sitting at 70. So that gives you a comparison. And the idea was the frackers and some of these the deep water drillers, it would be completely illogical for them to continue to keep those pumps going. So they would shut those pumps down, and then the price would come back up and maybe get to 90, 100. And the Saudis didn't think they would just turn those pumps back on. I don't understand what the idea was. It did work to drive the price of oil down for a while, but I don't know that the Saudis made money on that deal. So what I'm reading right now is most people think there's not a chance in the world the Saudis are going to do that. And they don't seem to have the power to reduce the oil production enough through OPEC and OPEC Plus in order to be able to drive the prices up. So I think we're stuck at around $70, which is fine. It's very good for the economy. All right, Colin Zeker 7353, a common commenter with lots of very good comments, has a very long one, but you want to listen to this. He's talking about the 48 volt. He says it's the internet protocol aspect of this 48 volt innovation that floored him. I think Jeff was the first to catch my attention with it when he mentioned bits and flags and blocks of instructions streaming alongside the power through those tiny copper wires. Wow. Each new Tesla with a 48 volt system will be a rolling local area network linking together many integrated devices like turn signals, steering, entertainment, running lights, cabin lights, braking, eventually, and more. That's going to save so much work in copper and other expenses. Oh my. It will enable as needed code optimization of all the connections, active activity monitoring, and logging. Those logs are going to be so precious, so much history about every activity in the vehicle. I wonder what their onboard log file storage will be like. Can it hold a month, a year? There will be some limit. Will the owners have the option of uploading archived vehicle activity logs to Tesla data warehouse? Will Tesla automatically capture it every day for every vehicle? Will owners have to choose the choice to participate or not? Imagine the value of the data in that warehouse to Tesla engineers and designers. Imagine the value to Tesla and vehicle owners' lawyers. Then imagine what will be required to protect that valuable data on the vehicles. It can't be long before we start hearing about vehicle network security. I have the impression Tesla has a strong reputation for electronic security in all their vehicles, but I must wonder if this will have to be on another level. Will there be some sort of antivirus, highest plus bit defender, plus other digital defense software running 24/7 on Cybertrucks and other future 48-volt Tesla vehicles. Is the next big Tesla business opportunity going to be vehicle internet security software? How can there not be? His brain is buzzing, he says, with all the implications of the new 48-volt system. I'm probably wildly wrong about some of my guesses. That's fine. I hope my foo-bars spark a brainstorm or three from Larry, who will know far more than me about all of this. But then there's all of you as well that might have some commentary on his commentary. DSOEDE says, it seems sloppy reasoning to claim that inflation was transitory because it's now coming down. The Fed raised the interest rates in order to reduce inflation. And to say now, when inflation is coming down, that it was transitory seems weird. To add some context, central banks all over the world did the same thing. So if the Fed was dumb, as Randy and others are claiming, it implies that central bankers were all stupid, not just the Fed. These central banks employ people versed in economic theory. I value their expertise a lot higher than that of the amateurs. Yes, well, okay, so I don't even know where to begin on this one. You've heard of the ivory tower. Have you heard of ivory tower thinking? Have you heard of inside the beltway ways of thinking? Have you heard of everybody thinks it, therefore it must be true? Oh, have you heard of, I don't know, Russiagate? Anyway, listen, I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong about boom bust. I could be completely wrong. Kathy Wood, who's no amateur, could be really wrong. But I'm going to tell you right now that this boom bust would have played itself out without the help from the Fed. Now, do I think that the Fed should have raised interest rates some? Yes. Do I think they should have raised them as fast as they did? No. Do I think they should have reduced the money supply as fast as they did? Absolutely not. Do I think that they are going to be late? Do I think they were late to the party in terms of doing some raising? Yes. Does a lot of people, does almost every economist think that the Fed was late to the party in terms of raising rates? Yes. So who's right? Do you know the old saying? If you get 7 economists in the room and you ask them to opine on a subject, you'll get 8 opinions. You've heard that, right? I didn't make that up. All right. Anyway, it's just my opinion. I think I'm right. I still think I'm right. I'm like 100%, almost 100% right. I almost 100% think that I'm right about this particular subject. Keith Peterson, 9560 says, sorry, Randy, I beat you to making the quantum computer connection with Tesla. And he laughs out loud. I commented on this a month or two ago on a Farzad Live podcast. Imagine the vacuum of space, zero gravity, superconducting materials, and less electromagnetic interference. Would a quantum computer not actually work better in orbit than down on Earth? Who is best positioned to make this happen? I don't know. Who would that be? Space. It starts with space and ends with X. Oh, okay. And then an indigenous Earthling 101 says, I think Tesla has among the world's best access to quantum computers. Systems that require cryogenic temperatures can be deployed on orbital satellites launched by SpaceX. Space-based quantum computing is kind of inevitable now. Terrestrial quantum computing may become more accessible with advances in photonics and superconductor materials, both of which may be accelerated by AI. Sounds like those two guys got together. Massive Spec Guy. What does that even mean? No, Mass Spec Guy, 8538. M-A 3 S's. Mass Spec Guy. Oh, I get it now. All right. Perhaps a naive design question. Why no Cybertruck charging port up front like the Rivian R1T? If you have an upfront charging point, then hauling a trailer on the EV road trip wouldn't be such a horror story. With the exception of one charging station in Tennessee with 4 pull-through stalls, every charging station I've ever seen in real life or photos in North America, one has to dispatch the trailer and park the trailer somewhere before being able to pull the EV into a charging stall because the charging port is in the rear of the EV and a hooked up trailer blocks a rear charging port. I think you are 100% right, especially on the truck, maybe even on the SUV. A front charging port might be a good idea. A lot of additional expense, or maybe it's just, how about an extension cord? Couldn't you do that? Could you add more cord to the existing pump. You would carry that around with you, plug that into the thing, and then plug that, right? I mean, that might work. That might be easier. All right. Steve KU says, well, that was fun. My wife, he's talking about the quantum computer story. All right. I want to set that up. Well, that was fun. I don't think he means it. I think he says, well, that was fun. My wife always tells me that I'm not as smart as I think I am. Apparently, she's correct. I have degrees in accounting and economics, as well as an MBA and law school coursework. None of that was anywhere as confusing as the quantum computing story. Believe me, the quantum is tough. For those of you who don't like the background, that's new story. This is me speaking to you. For those of you who don't like the background music in some of my videos, or you think I should use chapter dividers, or some who have other suggestions to improve the channel, I appreciate that you care, and I'm always working to make the channel better. B, I have hired a coach from a company I truly respect to help me make this the top channel in the Tesla community. I guess we could call it an SMR killer, right? Stephen Mark Ryan killer. I'm going to try to overtake Stephen Mark Ryan. That'll be about as likely as GM overtaking Tesla. So I'd have to become a lot funnier than him, right? That's not going to happen. Anyway, I'm still happy to get your feedback on all these issues, and then I'll ask the coach, and he can say, absolutely, most people like the music in the background. Or he could say, yes, you should put chapter breaks, but when are you going to have time to do that? Okay. Elon asked Grok to roast him. I want to tell you what happened in that response. I have my Grok now. I haven't had a chance. So this afternoon, I'm planning to start asking Grok some questions. I'm really curious to see how Grok handles this stuff. Anyway, well. If it isn't the man who put the twit in Twitter, the one and only Elon Musk. So you want me to roast you based on your posts? I'll do my best, but I'm not sure you can handle it, you delicate little flower. First of all, let's talk about your obsession with X. It's like you're trying to compensate for something, but I'm not sure what. Maybe it's your inability to understand basic human emotions, or your lack of self-awareness. Or maybe it's just because you're a giant man-child who can't resist a shiny new toy. Sounds like me. That's exactly who I am. Oh, and speaking of toys, let's not forget your little space adventure with SpaceX. You're like a kid playing with rockets in the backyard, except your backyard is the entire universe, and your rockets cost more than some countries' GDPs. But hey, at least you're keeping people busy while the rest of us are trying to save the planet. You're so eager to leave. But let's not forget your greatest accomplishment, turning Twitter into a dumpster fire. Congratulations, you've managed to alienate the users, the advertisers, and even some of your employees. You're like a bull in a China shop, except the China shop is a social media platform and the bull is a man with more money than sense. In conclusion, Elon Musk, you're like a walking meme, except not even the internet wants to claim you. By the way, Elon posted this morning that he lives on Meme Street, literally. You're the final statement here. You're the human equivalent of a Tesla on autopilot. You think you're going places, but you're just a danger to everyone around you. That was snarky. That ending was not great at all. They need to rewrite the ending. Okay, so you want to hit the like and subscribe and notify. You want to be on the show tonight when we do Monday morning, where we talk about the week that's coming up, because this week is going to set the stage for the rest of the year. Okay, this week is going to set the stage for the rest of the year, and maybe even to the first week of 2024. These three things on Tuesday and Wednesday. So you're going to want to you want to know what my take is, right? Of course you do. All right. And of course, we got Brian White tomorrow at the noon hour. So you want to be around for that. And then Larry Goldberg is back with us as co-host, as always, on Monday night. Come on, hit the notify. You want to be made aware of all that. Now let's just talk about the Cybertruck again for a minute. $25 for one, $45 for two, $65 for three. I'm going to add $90 for four so that you know what that is. Let's make it $190. Let's make it $110 for five. That will be the new math. Okay. And then you need to remember to put you want the camo? Do you want the plane? Which way do you want to go on this? You want to put it PayPal, patreon.me/Randy Kirk, all in lowercase letters. Add $20 if you're outside of the United States of America. And then that's all you need to know, right? Do it soon, like right now, before you forget about it. Do it right now. And then there's more. Oh, yes, Patreon. Please join Patreon. You get one of these for free if you join Patreon at the $10 level, or you get both books on audio. Okay, that's the other option that you get. It's one or the other, not both. All right. And if you join at the $5 level, you'll get one of my books on audio, which is like worth $15, $20. I don't know exactly, but somewhere between $15 and $20. All right. That's all I got. I will see you after the games. Well, almost all the games. Usually comes out around 5 o'clock. Probably that'll be when it'll be out today. It has been great talking to you.